So, I made a massive mistake and I would like to make a public apology. I'm kidding. I mean, I am wrong about the plot of this week's episode because it was not what I thought it was. And honestly, I think this is the pretty okay episode of the series. Nothing too hype, nothing too meh. There's really nothing much about this week's episode besides an introduction to a new character and the concept of a father and a child, hence the title. So it's not really geared towards a certain character, kind of. We get a POV of Earth and we get introduced to Olcott, who just radiates this badass commander vibe, and it turns out he pretty much is. Guel makes a special appearance as a captive and hopes to use him for trading negotiations. He looks beaten down and traumatized by what happened in Planqueta, blaming himself for his father's death. Nika gets beaten by Noera. Shadiq finally reveals his plan to Sarius, which is to give both sides equal military power and resources so neither of them can screw each other off. Which on paper seems great, but just from what this episode shows, clearly Earthians can't be trusted with mobile suits that easy. Donna Foles decides to evacuate after hearing from Noera that they've been found and are being hunted down. At night, while evacuating, a fight breaks down because of a cocky kid who started gunning down the garrison force, which hits a building Guel and Olcott was in along with two other kids. The Earthians fought tactically, but they keep getting their emotions ahead of them, leading to pointless deaths and suicide. Olcott joins the fight, and this is where we find a little bit of his backstory. Known as Roderick Kruger, I hope I said that right, he was a former member of the Dominicus who lost his family, specifically his son, to an Earthian attack. Thought to be dead, for some reason he decided to leave his past and join the Earthian efforts. Guel on the other hand survives and tried his best to rescue one of the children that got caught in the crossfire. Unfortunately, he did not make it and the child died in his arms. I really wish he got to save her though. It could have been a pivotal moment not only for his character development but for the series itself, giving proof that Earthians and Spatians can get along together. The ending kinda left off with the assumption that Guel's going back to space to lead a jet company, hopefully with a grudgeless future. Like I said, this episode was pretty okay. There's no big reveal, no massive fights, nothing to be super hyped about. It's like the calm after last episode's big reveal. It features the different perspectives of fathers and children as motivation to keep going, like Olcott, a father who lost his son, and Guel, a son who lost his father. There is a cutscene at the end with Myorine getting information from Rajan about Quiet Zero. He mentioned that it was a hope for humanity to survive and strive regardless of the conditions. The concept was made by her mother and was supported by her father. Supportive enough to even resort to using Gundams, the very thing he decided to bury himself. Rajan also mentioned that she is not her father and that she should follow her own footsteps, which she should. They all should. And the next episode is titled Cycling Sins, which I'm not even gonna make a theory for since it feels like the next upcoming episodes will be slow paced. Then, boom, smacks you in the face with a 2x4. Anyways, that's it for the video. I know they're getting short, but with how story building is, that's pretty much how it is if you're doing it part by part. This is just the slippery slope going to the climax. But anyway, kick that like button and be down bad for that subscribe button. We're almost at 100